Welcome students. This is a walkthrough video of Turtle Game version 1 found at this website address on the website Replit. When this program runs, or executes as they say, you first must patiently wait for the board to be drawn as a turtle graphic. We call this in the Python programming language, turtle graphics. And the player is represented as a turtle. Right now I have a little error message here on line 102 that I do have to remove. So give me a second to do that right now. Line 102 apparently had an error. I'm going to re-execute the program because of the red error message that was there. And now it's working fine. So eventually you will upgrade this program so that your name and instructions and maybe a better title prints out and displays in the console window. Be forewarned though, in this type of a Python project at Replit, you cannot put emojis in the console window. And you can't, as far as I remember, change the color of the text. But you can do turtle graphics, which are kind of better. So this program allows you to move the player around the screen with the use of the arrow keys. It won't work on an iPad, but at least with the arrow keys on a computer, it does work. Another runtime aspect of this program is that the letter S, as you see here on line 100, when pressed, will draw a square with the player. A small square, but a square nonetheless. You can always move and then draw another square by pressing S again. Currently, this program does not have boundary detection, so you could even draw a square outside here. The last upgrade to this so far is Get Jiggy With It. There is a function that I named Get Jiggy With It that when pressing the letter J, the function executes. So I'm going to come over here where you can see the turtle Get Jiggy With It, pressing lowercase j. And let's go study the code that is executing right now when the letter J is pressed. Here's the flow of the events. Screen on key, Get Jiggy With It, J. So J takes you to a function called Get Jiggy With It, which is right here on line 83. This function, DEF, defined function, has some indented code. The indented code executes when the J is pressed. The code is a for loop. We will soon learn about for loops, where when you have code indented inside the word for like this, because of the number 7 in parentheses, that code executes 7 times. So by putting 700 in here, well, we don't have time for that in this video. By putting 2 in here, well, he's only going to get jiggy with it twice. So 7 just sounded like a good number. And what is a Get Jiggy With It? Well, I'll explain. It's the code that's in the body indented inside that for loop. Now, don't worry about the variable named I. It's just like there. It's like a pawn in chess. It just needs to be there. 7 is the important thing. All this code happens 7 times. And the word range, that just has to be there also. Well, the code is moving the player forward some random number of pixels between 0 and 50, then turning the player left some random number of degrees between 0 and 90. So it's just random dancing. Moving forward some random amount and turning left some random amount, but less than 90. If you want the person to do a 360 or potentially a number over 90, change that 90 to say 360, or better yet, like 720, or even a number bigger than 720. Then it will spin a bunch of times. And if you want the turtle to stay tight so that he's on his area of the dance floor and doesn't get all over the place, well, then don't go forward as much as 50. keep your circle tight by, say, changing that to, say, 10. So with 10 and 720, now when I run this program and I press a J, he's going to make 7 very tight, spinny moves. Back when I was a breakdancer, I could spin on my head. Okay, I've made that up. I was never a breakdancer and I never could spin on my head, but I've seen people do that. So watch, let's see if that happens here. J. 1, 2, I think that's a 2. Okay, this is going to happen 7 times. And why is he always turning left? Well, because we're using the left command here. So we could change that to the right command. And why is he always moving forward? Well, because that's forward and not backward. So one of the upgrades in this upcoming project is to change the 7, change the numbers here of randomness, and maybe change the direction. And actually maybe have pattern dance moves on this dance floor that you could then add disco lights, Club Penguin style. Make this larger and colorful. And you can actually have all kinds of different letters with different moves using the on key and name these moves, well, whatever you want. Okay, the rest of this is black box code for now. A lot of it's very understandable if you have the time. We'll watch more Edpuzzles that break this down. But for now, you have some upgrades that you can make to Turtle Game version 1. Have a great